Jai Jinendra, good morning, rise and shine, and wish you all a very happy new year 2024. Good morning, this is me, Samaysar Jain, and just wanted to wish you all a very happy new year 2024. And it's now going to be 5:30 in the morning, so uh, I've just woken up now, and I decided to make this video. So guys, please let me know, what are your new year resolutions? I mean, every year we make different kinds of resolutions. This year, please make some good resolutions, so that so through your resolutions you can improve your life, for the year ahead. Well, just a quick topic now. Ultimately, if you want to reach moksha, there are two things you need to focus on. One is renouncing eating of underground vegetables, kandamul ka tyag, and the next one is eating after sunset, ratri bhojan ka tyag. So in order to attain moksha, ultimately if you want to attain moksha, अगर आपका सबसे अल्टीमेट लक्ष्य मोक्ष है, आपका लक्ष्य मोक्ष है, तो ये दो प्रिंसिपल आपको फॉलो करना पड़ेगा. सबसे पहला है कंदमूल का त्याग, यानी कि renouncing, completely stopping of eating underground vegetables, and the next thing is ratri bhojan ka tyag, which means eating after sunset. So those who are truly in the search of moksha, who truly want to attain moksha, that is liberation, breaking free from the cycle of birth and death. So this is the first two steps to follow. Yes, I mean, see, no one is compelling anyone. I mean, people are following what they want to follow, and I also try to practice my dharma as much as possible. But ultimately, to attain moksha, let me remind you, these are the two steps. Number one, you should stop eating underground vegetables, and the next thing is stop eating after sunset. Whether you eat twice a day, thrice a day, or even 4 times a day, but make sure that you avoid eating after sunset, at least after 6:30 or 7 p.m. in the evening. Make sure not to eat or drink anything. If you're really thirsty, maybe just drink some plain water, and over time try to reduce that also. Whatever you consume, whether it is food or drinks, make sure to consume them before sunset. Make sure you eat only as long as the sun is shining bright in the sky. So this way, not only scientifically but even spiritually, it will be a very great upliftment for you. And one more thing, guys, I wanted to just make another clarification. Yesterday, that video which I made in that Jain library regarding the beliefs of Digambar Jains, and how much do I follow, let me make this 110% clear to you. Whatever I have spoken as per what I personally believe, and as per what I personally follow. And just because I am following something personally due to whatever reasons, does not mean that you also just blindly copy me each and every time. Yes, many times I will only myself tell you, please follow this. But when it comes to religion, spirituality, and belief system, let me tell you this: in order to attain moksha, the first two steps for any soul, for any worldly soul, to be liberated from the cycle of life and death, and to break free of karma, and to break the cycle of life and death, the first two steps every worldly soul should take is, number one, every soul means every individual, okay, every living being, human being, animal or bird, whatever. After all, every living being is a soul. So when I mean every soul, every individual, those who truly want to attain moksha, the first important steps are, number one, Kandamul ka tyag, and number 2, Ratri Bhojan ka tyag. Okay, so please remember this, guys. And one more thing, just because I'm following a certain way of lifestyle, it does not mean that everything that I follow leads to moksha. One day even I also definitely will try my best to stop eating kandamul. I will also give my 100%, and one fine day, whether in this birth or in any of my next birth, whatever, but I am also going to renounce eating underground vegetables. I am also going to renounce a lot of worldly pleasures, and one fine day, I am also going to come on the path of liberation. But yes, uh, I'm sure, to be very honest, I'm sure that day is very, very far ahead. That day is very, very far, and there is still a long way to go for that. But yes, at least, I mean, for those who truly practice, those who truly practice ahimsa, who truly practice dharma properly, and those who are in the search of moksha, for any individual being, let me make it clear to you, the first two golden steps which you need to follow is Kandamul ka tyag and Ratri Bhojan ka tyag. Okay, so so this this principle, this step, these two golden steps, which are the first stepping stones of attaining liberation, is found in the Digambar philosophy of Jainism. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much. And one more thing, guys, whenever I speak about my, let's say, my personal life, or my personal beliefs, let me remind you, I'm not propagating that. Okay, even many of my followers, many of my dear subscribers who are subscribed to my channel, yes, please do keep liking, sharing, and even subscribing to my channel. But one thing I will make it clear, whatever I share about my beliefs in regards to dharma, religion, and spirituality, it is only what I personally practice. But end of the day, even one day, I am also going to I am also day by day trying my best to follow the path of liberation as much as possible. I'm not saying taking very big steps. Can be tiny steps, mini steps, micro steps. But even in those micro steps, I try my best to come on the path of liberation. So anytime in future, whether sooner or later, or much later, but one day I am also going to renounce eating. I am also going to renounce eating underground vegetables and all those things which are prohibited according to Jainism, because end of the day, even my ultimate goal is moksha. See, I have got many aims. Okay, I've also got one main aim. So see, many aims means many people, okay, you want to have a nice family, own a business, have a nice job, etc., whatever. And main aim means main, when you talk about a main aim, it means in this birth, some people might say, okay, they want to become a doctor. Some people will say they want to become a policeman. Some people will say they want to become they want to become a lawyer, the president. Someone will say they want to become chief minister, etc. These are main aims. Main aims are worldly aims. But when you talk about ultimate aim, it is the spiritual aim, and my ultimate aim is moksha. So since my ultimate aim is moksha, I just decided to make this video. I'm making it 110% clear to you. Everything that even in regards to yesterday's video, whatever I have said, whatever I have mentioned in my video, please note that those are things what I may believe personally. But if you are a person who is truly seeking to come on the path of liberation, which is moksha, these are the two golden principles which you should follow, and that is Kandamul ka tyag and Ratri Bhojan ka tyag. Okay, to quit eating of underground vegetables and to quit eating after sunset. After these two, after you have fulfilled these two rules, then then there are still many other things. There are still many other rules to follow, after which you will come on the path of liberation. And once you come on the path of liberation, there is still a long way to go, and after that long way, finally in the end, we will be able to attain moksha. And yes, another clarification I want to make. See, whether whether I follow a Jain diet or whether I do not follow a Jain diet, it, like even like ever since like I started eating like all these underground vegetables and like all these kandamula. Let me make it clear to you. Uh, those are all according to me. See, my parents have raised me in proper Digambar Jain philosophy, and even my grandparents, especially my grandfather, and like like all my most of my family members. I mean, yes, see, most of my family members, we are also like quite modern. We are like we follow both Indian and Western culture. But what I'm trying to tell you is, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to dharma, my parents, my mother, and especially like my mother and my grandfather, everyone, they have raised me in proper Digambar Jain dharma, and they have taught me proper Digambar Jain philosophies and agams. Okay, so anything which I do, which is like which is not in the which is not in the policy of Jainism, I'm doing it out of my own will. Okay, so one more thing, guys, because see, in Digambar Jain philosophy, we don't force anyone. We just show, okay, see, this is the path, and anyone who are seeking who are seeking their ultimate goal, which is moksha, to get bliss. Bliss meaning permanent happiness. Bliss, the highest state of consciousness. Bliss. Those who are seeking this path, uh, we just show them that, okay, this is the path to moksha, but we don't force anyone. So therefore, see, anything I may eat or drink, which may or may not be prohibited according to Jainism, let me make this clear to you. I am doing it out of my own will, and not because like not because I was raised that way or something. See, my parents follow Jainism very strictly. My grandparents are like they are gold medalist in Jainology, and like they have like they follow Jainism very well. In fact, like if today among the Jain Shravaks, okay, I'm not talking about Jain sadhus and sadhvis. Among the Jain Shravaks, a person who is a proper practicing Digambar Jain, okay, any Jain Shravak who is the best example of 110% practicing Digambar Jain, it is my grandfather. It is my grandfather who is my mother's father, my grandfather, and even my mother as well. She also follows very strictly. So whatever I do, I'm just making this one more time very clear to you. I just do it out of my own will. I've got very beautiful parents. They don't force any of their they don't force any of their rules on me. But of course, since my childhood, as they have raised me completely in Digambar Jain philosophy, and even as I told you, ultimately in the end, if 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 it is moksha that you are seeking, the first two steps are to quit eating underground vegetables, which is kandamul ka tyag, and next thing is to quit eating after sunset, which is ratri bhojan ka tyag. So this is the message I wanted to give to all of you through this video. Okay, so thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and it is new year, and I am sure all of you are very excited. So many of you may be celebrating, and now I'll be I'll be heading to the Jain temple, which is near to my place, and I'll be going to see the abhishek done to the Jain murti. So I will see the abhishek, and take the gandodak, and use the and put the chandan, etc. And this is one of the best beginning in my entire life. See, I mean, see, whenever new year has started, I mean, like, in every 1st of January, since all the previous years, I was in different situations. Sometimes, I was like enjoying my holiday, and sometimes, I was in a picnic outside, and sometimes I was in a mall, and sometimes I was in a five-star hotel. But this time, for this year 2024 and onwards, it is going to be fantastic years, and especially 2024 is going to be a fantastic year for me, and I wish the same for and I wish the same to all of you. And it is because, see, yesterday 31st, I managed to do darshan in the temple, and now it is almost going to be 6, I guess. So I have to get ready, and now I will be heading to the Jain temple, and I'm going to watch the Abhishek of the Jain Murtis. Okay, so that's it, guys. And now finally, wish you all once again a very, very, very happy, blissful New Year 2024. And thank you, guys. This is me, Samaysar Jain, signing off. Thank you. Jai Jinendra and Jai Siddha. Mahavir Bhagwan ki Jai.